The countdown has already started. In 2026, the eyes of the entire planet will turn to Miami, one of the official host cities of the FIFA World Cup. And if you've ever lived through a World Cup, you know it's not just a game, it's a global celebration. Music, flags, colors, emotion, and millions of fans flooding every corner of the city, looking for one thing: a place to stay. Hotels will likely reach very high occupancy, and prices typically rise during events of this scale. And those who planned ahead, who own Airbnb-ready properties in the right areas, will be the ones celebrating long before the first kickoff. Because this isn't just football, it's a tourism tsunami, and it's already reshaping Miami's short-term rental market. In this video, I'll show you why this event represents one of the biggest opportunities in Miami real estate. And as promised, I'll share my first personal recommendations so you can position yourself before the whistle blows. Let's start with what's happening. From June 11th to July 19th, 2026, the FIFA World Cup will bring 48 national teams and millions of visitors to North America, with Miami selected as one of the official host cities. Every city that hosts a World Cup changes forever. We've seen it in Brazil, in Qatar, in Russia. Infrastructure grows, tourism multiplies, and local economies explode. Hard Rock Stadium will host several matches, including group stage and knockout rounds, with dates expected between June 12th and July 7th. That means 60,000 plus fans per game, thousands of staff, media, and tourists, all of them looking for accommodation near the action. For Miami, this means one thing: massive global exposure. Airlines, restaurants, retail, everything benefits. But the biggest winner, real estate that can serve short-term guests. Because when hundreds of thousands of visitors arrive, hotels can't absorb them all. And that's where Airbnb-ready properties come in and become the city's safety valve and investors' biggest advantage. Short-term rentals will see a massive surge, not just during the matches, but months before and after, as teams, press, and fans flood the city. So, if you've been waiting for the perfect storm of tourism and opportunity, this is it. Let's be clear, when global enthusiasm meets limited hotel space, demand always wins. And that's exactly what we're about to see in Miami. The same passion that fills stadiums will fill every Airbnb calendar in the city, not only during the matches, but weeks before, as fans, media crews, and sponsors begin to arrive. And long after, as tourists extend their stays to enjoy the beaches, nightlife, and post-game celebrations. Now, here's the beauty of the Airbnb model. It's one of the few systems where emotion turns directly into income. Every fan looking for a place to stay becomes a potential guest. Every apartment becomes a micro-business. Unlike traditional rentals that lock you into a single tenant and a fixed rate, Airbnb gives you dynamic income. You can adjust nightly prices for major events, weekends, or seasons. And when the World Cup lands in Miami, those rates won't just rise, they'll explode. Think about it. You're not waiting a year for a lease renewal. Your property can perform every night with full transparency through a digital platform used by hundreds of millions of travelers. That's why so many investors are switching from static real estate to hospitality-driven assets. Airbnb-ready pre-construction projects take that freedom to the next level. They're designed and marketed for short-term rentals, with zoning and condo rules that allow daily stays subject to applicable city and building regulations. So instead of chasing permits or dealing with condo restrictions, you invest in a system that's already optimized for performance. It's simple math. When the crowds arrive and hotels run out of rooms, Airbnb hosts step in, and they're the ones capturing that global enthusiasm in dollars. That's why 2025 isn't the year to wait. It's the year to position yourself. Because when the whistle blows in 2026, those who planned ahead won't be watching from the sidelines. They'll already be earning from the stands. Stay with me till the end to get your free digital copy of Miami's Pre-Construction Blueprint, your personal guide to choosing the right Airbnb-ready project in 2025. When the World Cup arrives in Miami, location will define who wins, not just on the field, but in the investment game. Because fans don't only travel to watch football, they travel to feel it. They want art, color, local flavor, the true energy of the city. And in that sense, few places represent Miami's creative heartbeat better than Wynwood. Just a decade ago, Wynwood was a quiet industrial area. Today, it's an open-air museum, a global destination filled with murals, design studios, rooftop cafes, and boutique galleries that attract visitors from all over the world. And here's the strategic part. Wynwood is only about 13 miles from the Hard Rock Stadium, where the World Cup matches will be played. That's actually closer than Brickell, downtown, or Miami Beach, which means guests staying here can enjoy Miami's culture by day and reach the games in minutes. It's not the city's main nightlife hub. That title still belongs to Brickell and Miami Beach. But Wynwood offers something different: authenticity. It's bohemian, artistic, and walkable. Perfect for travelers who prefer a local, creative vibe over hotel corridors or high-rises packed with tourists. And that's exactly why it performs so well on Airbnb. People love to stay in places that feel like Miami, not just look like Miami. They want murals instead of marble, coffee shops instead of lobbies, and experiences instead of routines. For investors, that translates into strong occupancy and consistent demand, especially during major events like the World Cup, Art Basel, or Formula One. Because Wynwood sits at the crossroads of culture, accessibility, and experience. 3 ingredients every traveler values and every investor should look for. So, when you think of location, don't just look for the skyline. Look for where the world actually wants to stay. Because in the new Miami, authentic neighborhoods are the ones delivering the real returns. In real estate, just like in football, timing is everything. You can have talent, vision, and resources, but if you move too late, the opportunity is gone. That's exactly why pre-construction exists. It rewards those who act before the crowd. You're not buying what everyone else is already chasing. You're positioning yourself early, when developers still need committed buyers to secure financing and momentum. And here's the part that most investors overlook. In almost every project, the best prices appear twice. First, at the very beginning, when the developer offers early bird pricing to attract capital, and again, near completion, when they need to close the last few remaining units before delivery. That's the sweet spot, and we're standing right in it. Because 2025 isn't about waiting for the World Cup to arrive. It's about owning the properties that will welcome the world when it gets here. And there's a project we've been watching closely, one that perfectly illustrates this timing principle. It's a branded building allowed for short-term rentals per project program, scheduled for delivery in January 2026, right before the global influx of fans and visitors. It's almost finished, inventory is extremely limited, and it still offers pre-delivery pricing, an opportunity tailor-made for the investor who understands timing, momentum, and vision. Now let me ask you this. Would you like to know about a project that brings together everything we've discussed? The perfect timing, the ideal location, and the flexibility that today's investors dream of. If that's the case, stay with me, because in the next section, I'll reveal what I consider the crown jewel of Wynwood's pre-construction scene, a project that's about to open its doors just as the world arrives in Miami. Now, let's talk about the jewel of Miami's pre-construction market, a project that brings together everything we've talked about: location, flexibility, and, above all, perfect timing. This is NoMad Wynwood Residences, a visionary creation by the Related Group and TriCap, operated by the world-renowned NoMad Hotels brand. It's more than a residence. It's a statement, a new way to own real estate that performs like a business and lives like a 5-star hotel. Every unit is fully furnished and allows short-term rentals with no minimum stay per the developer's current program, meaning you can rent it daily, weekly, or monthly, all legally and seamlessly. The tower features a rooftop pool and restaurant by Casa Tua Cucina, 24-hour concierge and housekeeping, digital access management, valet parking, co-working spaces, an outdoor cinema, and interiors designed by design agency inspired by Wynwood's creative soul. And here's where timing becomes everything. Delivery is scheduled for January 2026. That means it will be ready just months before the FIFA World Cup lights up Miami. A once-in-a-generation moment for tourism, short-term rentals, and real estate opportunity. But here's the catch. This project is in its final stage of sales. Limited remaining inventory per sales center at time of recording. The early investors already secured their gains. What's left is a small window for those who act decisively, those who understand that great deals aren't found, they're seized. So, if you're a strategic investor, someone who recognizes the power of location, brand, and timing, this is your moment. In a few weeks, this building will be delivered, and what's today an opportunity will soon be a headline. Would you like to explore what's still available and see how this project could fit your portfolio? Reach out to me directly now before the doors close, because opportunities like this don't wait, and neither should you. Contact me today and let's secure your position in this final phase before the world arrives in Miami. The world is coming to Miami, and when it does, this city won't just host the World Cup, it will host the world's attention, energy, and capital. The question is, will you be watching from the sidelines, or will you already be in the game? Projects like NoMad Wynwood Residences are living proof that timing, vision, and strategy create opportunity long before the crowd arrives. Because success in real estate doesn't belong to those who wait, it belongs to those who act. If you're serious about investing in Miami, if you want to discover other Airbnb-ready pre-construction projects perfectly aligned with the city's next big wave, type book in the comments below. And I'll send you my free digital guide, Miami's Pre-Construction Blueprint. Inside, you'll find my personal roadmap, how to evaluate projects, identify true opportunities, and avoid the costly mistakes that most investors make when they arrive too late. And remember, the clock is ticking. January 2026 is around the corner, and the world will soon be knocking on Miami's door. Now's the time to move, because in real estate, just like in football, you win the match long before the kickoff. I'm Guillermo Terán, and I help buyers and investors make smart, confident decisions in Miami's real estate market. Check out these other videos for more insights and visit my website to learn more about Miami's pre-construction market. If you're ready to take the next step, we'll explore the most relevant options in Miami's pre-construction real estate market and find the project that fits your goals. Thank you for watching.